in today's video, since I haven't done anything regarding cooking yet, I will show you how to make the best hot chocolate in the world. First up, we have some whole milk. It doesn't matter what kind of whole milk I think it has to be whole milk. I'm not quite sure, but it's better with whole milk anyway. So you want 4 cups of that. Okay guys, I did have to use a little bit of almond milk because I ran out of whole milk. Anyway, okay, so now what you want to do is get, well, let's look at our ingredients first. I never told you guys. So we have our milk. We have imitation vanilla flavor, or you could get the pure thing. It doesn't really matter. We have some Hershey's Cocoa Special Dark. You don't have to have the Special Dark. As I told you already, the almond milk, and I have a whole tub of sugar. You don't need the whole tub of sugar, just so you know. So what we're going to add next is the sugar, because I have the measuring cup out. Okay? And we will put 3/4 of a cup of that. Okay? 3/4. Not 3 cups and 3/4. Only 3/4. This is important. Trust me. Sugar's done. And of course, you can cut down on this recipe. And if you only have a small household, you know, I've got a family of 5. So, yeah. Anyway, if we're speaking in how many servings it does about 3 cups. So, yeah. And now it's time to get our vanilla flavoring in. So I've got I think it's a tablespoon. I don't know what it is, okay? So I'm going to pop open this Hershey's Cocoa right now. Just let me get it open. Ah! Okay, that's good. So now you want to get a heaping tablespoon. Just let me get that real quick. So I've got my heaping tablespoon, and I'm just going to put it in. Like that. Do not mix it yet. Tell you what to do in a sec. Look, y'all. I know I said that we should do the imitation flavor first, but do not do that because if you're using the Hershey's cocoa powder, it will stick, the vanilla will stick to the insides of the Hershey's cocoa and some of it won't be good anymore. That's why I say that, okay? So now it's time to get our vanilla flavoring open. That one's actually easy to open, so I can open it right on camera. So as you can see, I'm pouring it in to my spoon. Oh my gosh, that's hard to do. Okay, I think that's better, right? Can you guys see? Oops. And yes, I am aware that you should not be measuring over the pot, but oops. You know. Okay? And if you don't like vanilla, you can stop there. But the household recipe we use 2. I personally, just between us, use 3 because it tastes better. So, yeah. There we go. Now you can mix if you want to, so that you can just go ahead, get everything from the bottom, incorporate it in with the milk. Of course, as you can see, the chocolate will not mix with the milk yet, and that's because the milk is freezing cold right now because it was in the fridge. Okay? So now after mixing for about 10-15 seconds, you want to put it on the stove, and I'll show you right now. So you just want to put this on the stove on, depending on what kind of stove you have. If it's gas, put it on way lower because gas is super high. But we have an electric one, so we're putting it on 4. And our electric stove is a lot hotter, so a little less than medium, if you want to say. But not simmer or low. You want to put it right above those so that the chocolate gets warm. And when it gets warm, I will come back. Okay? Don't mix it while it's on the stove until it's actually starting to get a little bit of warmth to it. And this warming process can take between 5, 10, 15, and 20 minutes depending on what kind of stove you have. So guys, I realized that I'm hungry now after doing all that work for the hot chocolate. So I have a really cool recipe, and I hope you guys like it. Please try it. Please. Get some bread. Got it. Get some eggs, and yes, I did wash them. And I only have 2 eggs because I want 2 of these things. So yeah. Nope. I'm not going to escape me. Please stay. You know what? Let me just now take out a piece of bread. Or 2, depending on how many eggs you brought out. 1 egg for each piece of bread, okay? That's crucial here. Now, time to get a little bit violent and get one of these things to hold your jar with, I think. And don't worry, that is not dirt. That's just from where the paint is rubbing off because we had it in the dishwasher too long one day. So now what you want to do is this. As you can see, and push it down as hard as you can until you hear something go through. See that? And you want to keep doing this until it cuts all the way through. Then you want to take it out, and you have a perfect piece of little sliced bread. And you're going to keep both parts because I have a great recipe for this. So put that to the side. Do the same to the other. Done and done. Put that over there. Bring these over here. So now what you want to do is get these on a frying pan with some olive oil or butter. I'm using this pan. Butter. And you're going to cut off about this much, which is 2 teaspoons. Sorry, tablespoons. Let me switch hands with this. Okay. Perfect. And save the paper from it to plug up your butter and put it back in the fridge so that it doesn't melt. Now, you need to turn on the heat for your burner on about right above medium. And let your pan heat up before you put the butter or olive oil in it. So while we're waiting for that to happen, time to move on to these. So, do you guys see what I see in these? I personally see a peanut butter jelly kind of sandwich. So let me get out the peanut butter. Got it. Time for me to get the jelly. And if you are allergic to peanuts or peanut butter itself, just get whatever kind of butter you use. Like my friend, she uses soy butter. So use whatever you can that kind of has the same consistency as peanut butter. Go ahead and get your jelly out. Or jam. I got grape jam. I don't know whose it is, but I'm still going to use it. Go ahead and get a knife or butter knife. Or a spoon, even. I use a spoon most of the time. And before you do that, make sure that your pan is warm. Go ahead and put your butter or olive oil in there so that can start to heat up and melt. Here we are. We're back. And now we'll go ahead and spread on the jam and the peanut butter. Okay, so now you can see that it will most likely be heated up by now. I'm just going to wait for the rest of this butter to melt. So yeah, back to the PB&J. Grab a fork. Put the peanut butter on top of the jam unless you want jam spilled everywhere. Okay? Now you want to clamp the sides. Now you have a perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Sure. Okay. So now, I said sure because I'm giving my brother the sandwich since he's helping me. Okay? So now, you're going to put your bread on. Let that stay there for a second. You know, to get brown. Go ahead and get a spatula out. Okay? In the time that you get your spatula out, since it was already hot enough, go ahead and put it back on the burner for a couple seconds. And it should be a crisp brown color when you flip it, and I'm about to flip it right now. At least I hope it is. Well, kind of. Of course it is browning, so. Yeah. Just let that brown for a sec. Okay, so I've waited about 5 seconds, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it again, just to make sure it's brown enough. And that totally did not work. Just give me a second to do that off camera. Perfecto! Now you want to take your egg and crack it into the middle of it, like so.
Are you making those eggs?
Okay. Yes, I am. So you want to crack the egg. Oh no, I almost got the shell. I almost got the shell. The shell! Okay, no shell. I did it. Yes, I did it without the shell in. No, I didn't. I did not get the shell in. No, you didn't. Okay, so now you want to wait for that to cook. Okay? Now, when it seems a bit done on the top, a little bit done on the top, you want to flip it. I did burn it a little bit, but that taste will be blown away. Okay? You want to be very careful with it. That's what I recommend. And now let's look over to our hot chocolate. It looks like it's getting a bit warm, so now it's time to mix it. So, yep. Mixy. Oh yes, that looks so good. Yes! Okay, I'm gonna feel it to see if it's warm off the spoon. Yep, that's definitely warm. That means it's done. Be sure not to boil it because that will completely ruin it. Because a film will form on top and it will not stop forming, okay? You want to make sure you do not boil this hot chocolate. Okay, so now this thing is done. I did not turn off this one. I just turned off the other one. Okay, so now that it's starting to pop a little bit, that means it's done. So go ahead and get a plate and, you know, it's beautiful! But it's not quite done because we're going to add salt. So go ahead and add as much as you want. I do the same to all the others, or if it's just that one, go ahead and enjoy. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that if you use unsalted butter, don't salt it as much in the end because the salt is being cooked into the bread. And the egg for that matter, if you use salted butter. But I'm using unsalted, so don't worry. Whee! Oops. By the way, that was not an oopsie. Perfect. I'm going to grab my other piece of bread, plop it in. Make sure all of it is on the pan. Some of it isn't propped off. Make sure it's in the middle where the most heat gets. And just do the exact same thing. And be sure to try the hot chocolate to make sure you